There is a comfort to the crowd, a safety in the middle, a profound ease in doing exactly what everyone else is doing, thinking what everyone else is thinking, and achieving exactly what is expected. The world is built to shepherd you toward that space, the vast, sprawling territory of the average. They offer you a path of least resistance, a guaranteed outcome, a life free from the stinging pain of rejection and failure. And for most people, that offer is too good to refuse. But you are not most people. You are watching this because there is a fire inside you, a relentless whisper that rejects the softness of that crowd. You know deep down that the acceptance of average is a spiritual surrender. It is a slow, silent death for the potential you carry. I have a question for you. Do you want to live an extraordinary life, or do you want to die an ordinary death? Because here is the stark reality. Wanting an extraordinary life and settling for an ordinary one are mutually exclusive. One is the hunger for greatness. The other is the graveyard of dreams. You cannot desire both. You must choose. Choose the former if you dare to dream of more. There is a peculiar misconception that surrounds the concept of being average. It is often mistaken for a virtue, a sort of safe haven where life's uncertainties are traded for the false security of mediocrity. The narrative goes like this. Strive not for excellence, for that is an unrealistic demand. Rather, aim for the modest shores of average, where life's burdens are lighter and disappointments fewer. But such counsel is nothing short of a subtle form of defeatism, a surrender to the limitations of human potential. The pursuit of excellence is not an option. It is a necessity for those who feel the constant thrumming of greatness within their souls. Excellence is not some distant, unattainable ideal. It is a series of deliberate choices, each one separating you further from the shackles of average. You must understand that settling for average is the ultimate form of self-sabotage. It is the slow, silent death of the extraordinary life that is yours for the taking. While others slumber in their complacency, you must choose to awaken. You must open your eyes to the harsh truth that life does not guarantee you success, happiness, or even contentment. These things are not bestowed upon you. They are earned, clawed, scratched, and fought for with every fiber of your being. I want you to consider the life of the average man. He wakes up without purpose, sleep still clinging to his eyes. His actions are dictated by habit rather than intention. He works not because he loves his job, but because he has bills to pay and mouths to feed. He eats not because he savors the taste of food, but because hunger pangs demand his attention. He sleeps not because his body is weary, but because it's the only way he can escape the crushing boredom of his existence. He is a puppet, dancing to the tune of societal expectations, never questioning the rhythm, never daring to deviate from the step. His relationships are shallow, transactional, and devoid of genuine connection. He speaks not to express, but to impress. He listens not to understand, but to respond. He is trapped in a gilded cage of his own making, a cage that may be envied by some, but is in reality a tomb for the soul. Average is not a place to aspire to. It is a pit to avoid. It is the graveyard of potential, the resting place of dreams. To settle for average is to choose a life half-lived, a life of regrets, a life of what-ifs. It is to accept a muted existence where the colors are washed out, the flavors are bland, and the music plays on a broken instrument. I say this not to crush your spirit, but to light a fire beneath your mediocrity. I am not here to be your friend, but to be your motivator, your tormentor, your inspiration. I am here to tear down the walls of your comfort zone and force you to step out into the harsh, unforgiving wilderness of the unknown. Out here, the air is thin and the path is treacherous. But for those who dare to venture forth, the rewards are immeasurable. Here's the stark reality. We were not put on this earth to be average. We were born to be extraordinary. Our very existence is a rebellion against the laws of averages. From the moment we first drew breath, we began to defy the odds stacked against us. We learned to walk when our legs were too weak to support our weight. We learned to talk when our vocal cords were incapable of forming words. We learned to read when our eyes could barely focus on the page. We learned to dream when our minds were too young to comprehend the concept of impossibility. We have spent our entire lives overcoming one limitation after another, one obstacle after another. And yet, despite all of this, somehow we have convinced ourselves that we are not capable of achieving greatness. It is time to cast off the shackles of this defeatist mentality. It is time to stop listening to the voices that tell you to lower your sights and aim for the mediocre. I want you to remember these words, etched in stone tablets that will endure the test of time. Never settle for average. Never, ever, never. Let those words be your mantra, your battle cry, your guiding star. You must understand that settling for average is a far greater sin than aiming for excellence and failing. For when you fail, you do so in pursuit of something greater. You fall, but it is with your wings spread wide in the attempt to fly. On the other hand, settling for average is akin to clipping your own wings and then declaring that you have no desire to fly. It is the betrayal of your true self, the abandonment of your soul's calling. When you settle for average, you are essentially choosing to abandon your potential. You are turning away from the extraordinary life that is waiting to be lived. You are closing the door on the adventure that lay beyond. You are choosing safety over excitement, comfort over challenge, familiarity over the unknown. You are sacrificing the richness of life's full flavor for the blandness of its watered-down version. You see, life is not a game for the faint of heart. It is a battleground where only the relentless and the determined can truly triumph. The world will conspire to break you, to bend you to its will, to force you to conform to its mediocre standards. But you must resist. You must stand firm in the face of adversity, unwavering in your pursuit of excellence. And I want you to understand that this is not going to be easy. In fact, it will be one of the hardest things you will ever do. You will face rejection, ridicule, and failure. You will be laughed at, scorned, and abandoned. But you must endure. For it is through these trials that your character is forged, your spirit is tempered, and your resolve is strengthened. So go forth, my friends, and conquer. Strive for excellence in all you do, and let nothing stand in your way. Let the world be your oyster, and with grit, determination, and an unquenchable thirst for knowledge, you shall crack it open and feast like kings. Remember, the price of greatness is not measured in fame, fortune, or adulation. It is measured in the blood, sweat, and tears that you shed along the way. It is the countless sacrifices, the sleepless nights, and the unwavering commitment to your craft. You must understand that being great is not a destination, but a journey. It is a continuous process of striving, improving, and pushing beyond your perceived limitations. It is about embracing challenges, learning from setbacks, and adapting to new situations. But before you embark on this arduous journey, I must warn you that it is not for the faint of heart. It requires an iron will, a relentless spirit, and an unbreakable resolve. Are you ready to pay this price? Are you willing to make these sacrifices? If so, then I say go forth and conquer. Aim for excellence and let nothing stand in your way. But if you are not prepared to pay the price, if you are not willing to make the sacrifices, then I urge you to reconsider your goals and aspirations. Do not misunderstand it. This message is not intended to discourage you. On the contrary, it is meant to inspire you to take stock of your journey, to evaluate your goals, and to rededicate yourself to your chosen path. It is a call to action, a summons to those who are truly committed to their craft. Remember, the path to greatness is paved with both triumphs and struggles. It is a roller coaster ride of emotions where the highs are exhilarating and the lows are soul-crushing. But it is in these moments of despair and discouragement that your true character is revealed. It is in these moments that you must summon every ounce of strength within you to push forward, to keep moving forward. For it is not the absence of struggle that defines greatness, but the presence of unwavering perseverance in the face of adversity. So go forth, my friends, and embrace the journey. Let the struggles and setbacks be your stepping stones, and use them as fuel to propel yourself forward. Embrace the pain, the discomfort, and the challenges that come your way, for they are but mere illusions designed to test your resolve. As you navigate the twists and turns of this journey, remember that it is not merely about reaching the destination. It is about the growth, the transformation, and the wisdom that you acquire along the way. It is about becoming the best version of yourself and leaving behind a legacy that will inspire generations to come. So do not falter, do not waver, do not succumb to the temptation to settle for average. For you are not average, you are extraordinary. And it is this extraordinary nature that sets you apart from the crowd. It is what makes you unique and valuable. Embrace your quirks, your flaws, and your vulnerabilities, for they are the threads that make up the tapestry of your authenticity. Embrace your passions, your dreams, and your ambitions, for they are the guiding stars that illuminate your path. Embrace the journey, my friends, for it is yours alone to walk. And as you walk it, remember that you are never alone. I am with you every step of the way, cheering you on, urging you forward, and believing in you even when you doubt yourself. Together, we will conquer the challenges, overcome the obstacles, and achieve the seemingly impossible. Together, we will rewrite the narrative and etch our names in the annals of history. So go forth, my friends, and embrace your extraordinary journey. Let nothing stand in your way, and let your light shine brightly for the world to see.